So in this video, I'm going to go through drawing the flanged elbow, but instead of using revolve, I'm going to use sweep. So if you haven't already, make sure you watch the lesson on using revolve in order to create the flanged elbow, because there are a lot of dimensions that I'm going to pass through quickly that you'll need to know before we do this. So I'll start by creating the sketch for the bottom of this elbow. I'm not going to start with the flange like I did in the other video, and I'm going to use sweep. So if you haven't watched the video on using sweep yet, go ahead and do that as well. So I'll start at 0, 0, and I'll see that the diameter of the cylinder is 1 13/16, which is 29/16. Oops, I typed in radius. Let me do that again. Circle, start at 0, 0, click on diameter, and type in 29/16. So I have that outer part. Now I want to do the inner part as well. So I'm going to start at the center, and I will set the diameter of that to be 1 1/4, 1.25. And then what I need to do is I need to create something to sweep this along. I'm going to draw a circle. I'll just put it out here, and I'll set the radius to be the radius of our revolution. So that's 2 3/8 we see in the front view is our radius. So that's going to be, as an improper fraction, 19/8. And then what I'll do is I'll just trim this up. So I'll go quadrant to quadrant because I know this is going to be a 90-degree arc like I discussed in the revolve video. I'll trim this. And I'll delete these 2 lines here. Now it doesn't really matter where this arc is, as long as it's not intersecting these two, the sketch here, you should be fine. And then I'm going to go ahead and use sweep. Let's hover over that for a second. So it creates a 3D solid surface by sweeping a 2D or 3D curve along a path. First, I need to select the sketch. So I'm going to select both circles and hit enter. And then for my path, I'm going to select this arc. Let's hop into Conceptual so we can see what this looks like. I should have 2 extrusions because I selected both circles. I want a hole here, so I'm going to use subtract. If you haven't watched the subtract video yet, go ahead and do that. I'm going to use subtract, select the outer point elbow, hit enter. Select the inner elbow, hit enter. Oh, I definitely messed that up. Try that again. Subtract, outer elbow, hit enter. Inner one, hit enter. There we go. We have a hole. Looks great. Now we can do our flanges on either of these faces and then copy it over to the other side. So I'll start with the circle. It looks like it's drawing in the wrong direction. So what I'll do, in order to draw on this face a little bit easier, let's see if it'll let me if I do this. No, it's not letting me do that. I'm going to put a couple of construction lines in place because I'm really just using the center of this. I just need to make sure I'm over the face when I'm drawing on the center. So I'll draw a construction line in that direction and this one. Make it a little easy to snap to this point. So draw a circle. Oh, it's still going the wrong way. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to draw the flange and just rotate it into place. So the flange has draw in a different spot and just move it in. It'll be a little bit easier for me, a little bit less scary. So I'll jump over here, draw a circle. The flange has a diameter of 3 5/8, which is going to be 29/8. There's going to be a hole in the middle, which is going to have a diameter of 1 1/4. Then we need to draw that construction circle like we did in the revolve video. and that's going to have a diameter of 2 3/4. So as a radius is going to be 1 3/8 or 11/8. Draw circles in each quadrant. The circles will be 3/8 drill, so 3/16 radius. Then we can copy them and place them. Now that this is done, we can get rid of that construction and press pull this up, rotate as we're press pulling to make sure we're going in the right direction. 5/16 of an inch. Let's hop into Conceptual. Now that we have our flange done, we can go ahead and move it into place and rotate it. So let's start by moving. If it's not being very cooperative like mine isn't right now, let's put construction lines here, like we did in the revolve video, because those helped us out a lot. Let's try that again. Move. Okay. There we go. And now we'll rotate this just like we did in the revolve video. Rotate 3D, select the object, select the construction line, 90 degrees, make sure these two aren't intersecting, they look good, and then we'll make a copy of this guy and place it up here, so we did before. Let's put construction lines, just like we did on the other end. So that we have something to snap to. Probably a much easier way to do this that I'm not realizing, but it's the best way that I found. So we'll copy, select our base point, move it into place, and then we'll rotate 3D, select the object. Our axis of rotation is actually going to be this construction line here. We'll try 90 degrees, and if it doesn't work, we'll try negative 90 degrees. But it looks like these two are good. They're okay. The elbow is not intersecting either of these flanges. Okay, now that we're done with that, what we can do is we can turn off our construction lines. We can get rid of these lines over here. And all we need to do, because these were the only lines we needed to get rid of, is rotate this guy up so that the front is in the right spot. So let's union these three into one object, and let's rotate the three of them all together. Set this as our axis of rotation, 90 degrees, and there we go, completed flange elbow. So both these methods are great, sweep and revolve, for doing something like this, and they're going to come in handy a lot for what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks towards the end of the semester. Going to be very useful, so make sure you've mastered these. We will be revisiting them though.